Hey, what's up? Ian here, and today I'm going to introduce to you this budget entry-level earphone. Retail price for this is $20 and it's available on Shenzhen Audio's website. If you're interested to find out more, do check out the unaffiliated link in the description below. So this is the box that it comes in. In front you get a picture of the, I don't know, anime girl. I don't know what's the name of this girl. And the back here you get a graph. They show you a graph of what they measured, at the same time the specs. Let me read that out to you. Now the diaphragm is a 10mm carbon LCP plus PU driver. Sensitivity is 122 and the impedance is 28 ohms. Frequency range is 20 to 20,000 Hertz. Now inside this box you get some ear tips. So you get a wide bore ear tips, 3 different sizes, small, medium and large. Let me just show you the ear tips. So basically it's a wide bore ear tip, okay? And it's a little bit soft for my liking, but it's okay. The flange is actually pretty good quality, and the inner bore is also pretty alright, okay? So overall it's pretty okay, but I prefer to use my spin fit ear tips on this IEM. Okay, so you get also a cable. So this is the cable. It's a braided 2-core cable and it's terminated with an angle 3.5 headphone jack, and you got your usual chin slider and your Y split over here. Okay, the chin slider is a little bit loose, but it's actually tighter than most, but it's all right. Okay, then you got your ear hooks. Ear hooks is actually a little bit on the stiffer side. It's not made of silicone. I'm not too sure what material, maybe TPU, but yeah, it doesn't irritate my ear lah, so that's the main thing. So it's skin friendly and it's terminated with 2-pin connector, QDC style, so it's recessed. So please take note of that when you purchase new cables for this. And the shell is pretty budget looking, okay? Faceplate, you can see is a transparent faceplate. You can see the driver inside and also the 2-pin connector. There's no crossover, so it's like connecting directly to the driver itself, okay? Hope you guys can see. But yeah, pretty normal, budget friendly kind of faceplate. And then the inner shell is quite curvy. It's not too thick. At the same time, the nozzle is built in and you got a paper filter. All right, so pretty standard IEM shaped earphone. Now in terms of fit and comfort, it fits my ear pretty well, and it doesn't give me any pain. There's no unusual corners or shape to the IEM itself, so it goes. Let me just try and untangle this cable. The cable is not too sticky, so it untangles or unravels pretty easily. Okay, so yeah, as you can see, it's a pretty good fit and it doesn't give me any pain when I'm wearing it. So I can wear this for the long periods of time without any fatigue when I'm wearing this. Okay, now let's talk about the sound, and first the technical performance of these earphones. I would say technical performance for $20 is alright. It's quite resolute, okay? It's not the most resolute. In terms of resolution, I would say, I mean, some of the more expensive, I'm pampered, I'm spoiled, you know, I get to try a lot of expensive earphones. So this to me is not the cleanest in terms of resolution, but for the price that this is asking for, is pretty reasonable in terms of resolute. Okay, so it's all right. Okay, now in terms of soundstage, is normal, it's natural type of soundstage, not the widest, and it's not very deep as well, so it's quite shallow, but it's got layers. So in terms of sound separation, it's quite separated. You got your vocals in front, your percussions at the back, and then you got instruments on the side. So well imaged, at the same time well separated sound. Okay, now the detailed retrieval on this is all right. It's not the cleanest, of course, you know, but I still do pick up quite a bit of nuances from this earphone. So overall, I would say this earphones is an okay performer. but for the price it's asking for, is well worth the price. I mean, 20 bucks, you know. You can bring this, put it in your bag, you know, be rough with it, and it will still perform. And even if you lose it, you know, you won't feel that pain because it's just 20 bucks. You can just buy another one. So yeah, that's the performance of this. Now let's talk about the tone and timbre. This is, I would say, natural sounding. It's pretty warm. It's not the warmest. It's not the thickest as well in terms of the overall texture. It's fun. It's not very, very fun. So it's almost there. It's not the warmest earphone that I've heard so far. Okay, right. So sound signature. How does this sound? So I'll post a graph somewhere up here. So if you look at the graph, right, it's actually pretty balanced. All right, it's very near to the Harman target. The only thing is the sub bass is below the Harman target, and the overall treble is a dark treble. So it's pretty close to Harman, but it's not really Harmonish. Okay, so in terms of the sub bass, right, I would say is it's not thin. It's a little bit on the lighter side. It's not so textured. At the same time, it's not heavy, but the extension of it is pretty good. So, but the thing is, I can hear the rumble, right? The rumble I can hear, but I can't really feel it. So it's a little bit on the shy side, but I like this type of rumble. Okay, it's not too impeding, it's not too overwhelming to a point whereby I can't hear my mids. Okay, so I kind of like this type of sub bass. Now in terms of mid bass, is forward, is punchy, not muddy, okay, because it rolls off actually, I would say pretty fast. So it's pretty quick mid bass. So punch is there, impact is there, and a bit of note weight is there as well. So pretty present in terms of the mid bass. Now the mids is recessed, as you can see from the graph, it curves downwards, right? I mean, this is very typical. At the same time, it's not impeded by the sub bass, so actually it's pretty forward in my perception. So instruments like the violins, the guitars, they sound forward, but it's just that the details is not as clean as some of the IEMs that I've tried, but it's clean. All right, it's clean, but it's not as clean. Vocals, male vocals, it's a little bit shy as well, I would say. The authority is there, but it's a little bit on the shy side. Female vocals is a bit laid back, is dark as well. They don't really have that energy there when I listen to my tracks. So overall, a recess, a little bit dark as well for vocals. Now the gain to the treble is a very forgiving gain. It's very smooth as well. It's not harsh, it's not spicy. At the same time, it's not intense. Okay, so I would say it's a very smooth gain. At the same time, a bit, you know, laid back. It's a bit unnatural as well to the gain to the treble, I would say. But nowadays, most of the earphones are being tuned that way, whereby, you know, the gain to the treble is actually quite mellow. Okay, quite mellow. It's not a very harsh type of tuning. So I guess it's all right for that peanut gain. Now in terms of treble, it's a dark treble. Female vocals, crashes, hi-hats, cymbal crashes, and violins, guitars, shakers. They say they would sound a little bit veiled. Okay, a bit veiled. It's not the brightest, not the cleanest, and not the most exciting, right? It doesn't have that energy there. So but you know, the good thing is that it's not sibilant. You don't feel that sharpness, and tolerable, is bearable, and yeah, non-fatiguing. It's a non-fatiguing treble. So I would say when you listen to your tracks, though it's smooth, but you can listen to any track for long periods of time. So no issues with the treble. Okay, so you won't feel, you just feel that it's a little bit lacking. But then it actually peaks back up, and it gives you that airiness to the treble. So my guitars or violins, they trail off pretty naturally. Okay, so that's for the treble and the overall sound signature of this. I would say this is a balanced sound with a bit of dark treble. It's actually pretty similar to Da Vinci, which I also mentioned. The treble is a bit dark. But overall, I mean, $20, yeah, no complaints there if you want this type of tuning. You can listen to most of your genre music, pop songs, heavy metal especially, EDMs, not so much. I prefer a bit of that shaker and the claps for my EDMs, you know, at the same time with the bass shelf to keep me going for my EDMs. But yeah, most of the pop songs is pretty suitable for this. Not so much on classical. Classical, I would say I want a bit more treble, okay, but bass wise, this is actually pretty suitable for classical. So that's the overall sound signature for this. Let's compare it with the QKZ HBB, which I have right here. Now, in terms of price point, these two are very similar. Now, in terms of sound, they sound pretty different, okay? So if you want more texture, you want more fun, more, casual sound, then it's the QKZ HBB. This one has got a ton of bass, a ton of treble as well. Sometimes it's sibilant, really compared to the Gate. The bass is muddy, especially the mid bass, and overall listening experience is casual, right? This is really truly casual. So if you just want to enjoy your music, you don't really care about the details, then yeah, QKZ HBB. But if you want a bit more balanced sound, a bit more natural sound, then is the TRUTHEAR Gate. Overall sound stage for this too, I would say this one's a little bit more open. The details is also more the details retrieved is more than the QKZ HBB. But in overall, the sound is all right. I mean, both of them, they are quite similar in terms of resolution. But in terms of fun factor, this gives me a lot of fun. So a lot of my tracks is casual listening, EDM fun tracks, and sometimes I just want some head banging. This will give me that satisfaction, but the Gate doesn't give me that satisfaction. Well, it depends on the song that I listen to, but if I want something more, mellow and normal, then this will be the earphone to go for, okay? All right, so that concludes my overall review and impression of this TRUTHEAR Gate. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and if you did, please give this video a thumbs up, and also please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. That's it for now. I hope you guys have a great day ahead, and I'll see you again in my next video. Cheers.